Do you even have a name for this like podcast you're gonna come up with?
Nah, bro. I
Not
didn't.
yet.
I didn't even. I didn't even think about a name. Honestly, like this is one of those things where it was like, if I took too long trying to think of a name, I'd never do it. And I knew that I had the means to make it happen now. So it's like, if I don't do it now, I'm just gonna end up putting it off.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to change that about myself, man. Like, I put off a lot of shit. Like,
Small water.
yeah, of course, you know, I'm Diet Dr. Pepper gang.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna kill me one day. Probably not, but yeah, I knew that if I was like, yeah, what's this shit gonna be called? Like, oh, it's gonna be 5, but what am I gonna call it? That's how you just end up not doing anything at all.
You might think of a name like right after
Yeah, I mean,
this first one. I guess.
maybe somebody else will give me a name. Maybe somebody will see this. And
Fat, come up with a name.
Yeah, Fat might have a name. Yeah. Fat don't have a name.
Chicken noodle soup.
Super secret podcast. It's a super secret podcast.
Hell yeah.
But
do I deserve some introduction?
I mean, yeah, you deserve an introduction. Go ahead. You can introduce yourself. I'll introduce you. This is my man Benji. Benjididit. That boy Eric. Can't say his government on here though.
You just said it.
Yeah, I just said your first name. Doesn't count for anything.
Slick.
Yeah, man.
Benji did it.
That boy Benji did it. But yeah, man. I mean, me and you, we've known each other for a long time. We've just never done anything like this.
Yeah. Yeah, on and off. We've since like high school. I knew of you. Didn't know you.
Knew me because of shoes, right?
Yeah.
Shoes.
Shoes. That was the most important thing to me back then.
Oh yeah, me too, by far. I mean, I still have shoes in my house. Like, there's been times where it's like I might be going through something and I don't even need the money. It's just like, damn, like I wish I had more money in my pocket, and I do something stupid like sell them. But I figure, you know, one day, like, the stuff that's really important to me, I'll be able to get it back. In the long run.
I tried, like, it's like nowadays I look at I try to look at life in the way I spend my money as if I'm finna buy something or pay for something, I try to pay for it at once, if that makes sense. So for instance, okay, if it came to like buying food or buying a pair of shoes.
Oh yeah.
I would buy a pair of shoes, reason being because I could pay for the food tomorrow, the day after,
anytime,
the day after that. I'm never gonna not have money, I guess.
So you're talking about like when you have disposable cash.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay,
Like I would rather pay like $30 on a shirt or $30 on some jeans or whatever. That's gonna last me like a year versus paying like $30 in 1 week for some food. Yeah,
man. Like I really had to like reevaluate my spending habits and everything. You know, I had a small situation, and it was really just, you know, kind of an eye opener for me. And what I'm spending my time doing, you know, like I work full time, so, you know, like I'm working 40 hours a week. I mean, the money isn't great or anything.
I've never done that.
You've never worked full time, like 40 hours a week?
I've done it like at Home Depot. They put me on the schedule maybe twice, 40 hours, but they can never. If they do it 3 times in three consecutive weeks, then you're automatically full time.
Oh yeah.
So they couldn't.
I think that's like a Georgia law, because I've heard something like that before
so
where I work.
They've done that with me like once or twice in like the 4 or 5 years that I was with them, but overall, like, I've never really had a job where I've stuck where I've done 40 hours.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I was fucking stressing over 23, 25 hours a week. Like, that shit was. It wasn't even the physical labor. It was just the fact that I'm literally
devoting your time, right?
Hell yeah, like I'll be depressed, like especially, you know, when I was going through shit, like when I was like 20, 21 and shit, I'd dead ass just be stuck in that fucking building, just like constantly like, wow, I'm stuck here. I can't
stuck
like
in these
leave.
4 walls.
I could like even if I'm like out in my bed not doing shit, at least I'm in my bed, I feel comfortable, but I'm literally stuck behind this counter having to like pretend I'm good.
This is what you're into. This is what you want to do.
Yeah, pretend that I'm actually happy when I look at a customer, I guess, and ask them what do they want when I don't care what they want. Like I don't like, and that has nothing to do with the customer themselves. It's just.
It's not what you want to spend your time doing.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Not even close. But you know, shit, everything that I went through made me a better person. Like at the end of the day.
No, well, you know, like I told you through text recently, you know, like you're probably one of the hardest working people I know. I mean, there's so many people out here that say that, you know, they want to start doing like, I don't know, whether it be whatever it is, their music or any type of art form, any sort of thing that they do with their hands or that they create on their own. Like they want to be able to do that and get paid for it. And it's like, excuse me. You're one of the only people that I know so far that have actually like made that transition. Like said, fuck this. Like I'm not getting a paycheck anymore. Like I'm gonna do my own thing. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and it's crazy. Like I distinctly remember the moments leading up before that happened. I don't know if it was like a certain surge that J-Bands would like text me like randomly almost every other week. Like, yo, Yachty needs us to engineer. Yo, Yachty and Third are in the studio. They need an engineer. There's nobody at QC and I'm at work every time, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, bro, like, how many times is this gonna happen until he just stops hitting me up about it?
Right.
And it's like, I started looking at those opportunities that I'm missing, or just, like, video shoots that I could do, but instead I'm at work, and just, it just started just getting to me, and then it wasn't until, like, this new Manchester kid, like, he got a job at Home Depot, and he told me how old he was, and he told me he was 18, and I'm over here like what, like 23 or something like that. And I'm just thinking to myself like, fuck.
Like y'all are in the same place.
I started working here when I was 18, and it just fucked me up so bad. And then what really fucked me up was when like Aji was already working there at Home Depot for a few months, but when
Aji Parker.
Yeah. When I seen him step up, and that day.
Shout out Aji Parker.
Shout out Aji. When I seen him step up that day, it just hit me like, man, this is not it. This is like we really just had a whole cycle. I was 18, bam. Now a new roster of fucking 18-year-olds is back, and it like, nah, I gotta leave. And at that day, that was the day I just told myself, yeah, I'm not coming back. I'm leaving. I came home. I told my parents like, yo, I quit. I left. And they were just surprised. Like they weren't even mad at the fact that I left. They were mad at the fact that I left like that.
That you left the way you did.
Yeah, that I didn't even tell them, yo,
like don't schedule me
2
anymore.
weeks notice and shit like that. They were just upset that I did it like that. But I told them like I felt like they were gonna fire me anyways. So once I said that, they was like, oh, okay. And at that point, they were just like I know in the back of their heads, since I was like 20 years old or some shit, or maybe 18, 19, they always in the back of their heads was thinking like that I'm not necessarily that I'm gonna be like a fuck up or something like that, but I know they were worried. I'm my mom and dad's only son. Right. You know, I'm the youngest, and they just have so much high expectations for me. So, you know, I'm glad they never gave up and never told me like, oh.
I know you've told me before, but I don't remember. You were born here or no?
No, I wasn't born here. I was born in Peru.
Okay.
At 2 years old. I came here when I was born in Peru. Came here when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
And
So yeah, it's definitely important to your parents that you make something of yourself.
Hell yeah, cause like really, as far as my sisters go, like my sister that's actually here, like that actually came from Denmark first. Like she's the oldest, so she got to experience that Peruvian lifestyle. Like she actually went to school there.
Right.
So like she knows English, but like I don't know. Me personally, I've noticed her English like a little bit more broken down, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit more broken. My middle sister, she's like a little younger than us. You can click on that mouse. Just like click on it, just so it just pop up.
There we go.
Okay. My middle sister, she knows like more English and stuff like that, like as well as I do, and she's like hella fucking smart.
Yeah, that's something that's always amazed me. Like I guess like maybe my perspective would be different by more people that I talk to, but like.
Hey, hold on one second. You want to do me a favor? Want to give me a bottle of water? I appreciate it.
Get him a bottle of water.
Just keep it recording. Okay, but
yeah. But yeah, like I guess like for maybe adults, like they might have a better understanding of what they're getting themselves into, or what they're looking for to do, or anything like that. But for like a child to come to like a whole new country, to migrate to a whole new country, like I think that would be
that shit
maybe
like,
more traumatic.
No, you literally hit it right on the nail. Like, as far as my oldest sister goes, it was very traumatic.
Here you go.
For sure. It was hella traumatic. It was like imagine you being 17, 16 years old. I can't remember when. Hold on, my sister.
She was like in high school though.
She was like she was 13. I think about it. Yeah, she was about 13. So imagine being like 13, 14. Like, what's that, like 9th grade or some shit?
Yeah, that's 8th. Like,
yeah. So imagine
it's like prime puberty.
Yeah, so imagine like 9th, 8th grader, right? You live like all you know is one thing, and you move to a whole other country.
Yeah.
Don't know the language. The people treat you like, I guess, a different, like, you know, because this is early, like 2000s, I guess. They treat you like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
No, I'm tripping. This isn't early 2000s. This is like 1996. 7,
okay.
And like people just
look because you were like 2.
Yeah, I was like 2. So people treat you like, who are you? Like, you speak Spanish? Oh, nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to be your friend.
You know, kids, like, they don't. A lot of them don't even understand.
I can recall that shit. Like, and that shit just must have been so hard for them. Just knowing all that. And then my parents, like, they don't even know English.
Yeah.
My parents don't know. Like, I know a lot of Hispanic, like, people my age that their parents know English.
Well, why is that though? You think
and I just found out. Like, I just found out maybe like 2 weeks ago. It just hit me. I started thinking about it. Since we've been living in this country, my parents, they worked for a dry cleaners like their whole life.
Right.
Pretty much up until 2008 or something. I don't know, something like that. So imagine like 20, like close to like 12 years working in a dry cleaners, but you're in the back.
Yeah, not showing no face.
You're not speaking English. So for 12 years,
not given the opportunity.
Not given the opportunity to speak English. Like, for 12 years, like, you come to this country, and for 12 years, you're just stuck in the back, just working physical hard labor from like 4 a.m. to like 8 p.m. Like, every day, my parents would do that. Like,
it's got to be a lot harder for an adult to pick up like a second language.
It is,
because that's why I hear all the time, like, it's most important to teach children at a younger age, how to teach a different or how to learn a different language. Because I have a friend named Mark. He came here in 6th grade from Haiti. I didn't meet him until 7th grade because I went to a different school, but we lived in the same neighborhood. And I remember I met him on the bus in 7th grade, and he had already been there like a year, and he spoke English, but I mean, he still had a ways to go, of course. But like by 8th grade, he was like one of my best friends. And I hung out with him all the time, and it was really crazy for me to think about, like, 2 years ago, this guy was living in a different country, speaking a different tongue, like, had no idea that he would be here. And now he's here speaking a whole nother language. Like, he's accomplished something that I have yet to accomplish as far as knowledge goes. Like, he's unlocked a way to speak a different tongue. And to me, that's something that's always been kind of fascinating, even though I failed Spanish in high school. Like, shit was stupid. I didn't like the class at all, but I don't want to just blame the teacher. Let me not blame the education system. But, I mean, like, it just wasn't for me. I'll just say that. But that is something now that, like, being at work and, like, dealing with people from all different walks of life. And, like, and I talk to a lot of Hispanic people. And one of the things that I notice is, it's just, like, they might still understand what you're trying to say or whatever, but it's just, like, can I trust this person? So it's, like, maybe, like, that's what's inspired me to want to pick up Spanish a little bit, just maybe so I can hold that trust, Yeah,
and that's, like, another reason why, like, I feel like at this point, I could potentially, move out and live my own apartment, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm literally all my parents got.
Right.
My sisters are in Europe, so it's at this point where I'm just like, let me just give up some freedom.
Yeah.
Just to help them out, because at the end of the day, I'm like I'm not gonna say I'm like their parent, but it's almost like when they need something done that they can't do, literally, like, for example, go to a store and say something like, oh, they gave us the wrong this or that, I have to go and handle that because I speak English, and it goes for anything important, whether it's like car stuff or just any household things, like any questions my dad wants. Like, let's say he wanted to get some new insurance company or something. He doesn't know how to speak and go to a place and just ask, like, what do I need to, like, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm the person that does that. So they need me. So that's why I'm still here. For the most part, I'm just.
Well, you still got to go eventually one day.
No, hell yeah. But at the end of the day,
at that time, what do you see happening? Like, do you see yourself like getting your parents like Rosetta Stone or what? Because I mean, you want them to be able to move by themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, they've already made their own plans to either move back to Peru or either move back to Peru or move to Spain.
Okay, so all about giving like you and your sister an opportunity, right?
Yeah, it was really that.
Yeah.
Like, but at the end of the day, I know they don't really want to leave me. Like,
right.
They put it in their head like they'll go wherever I go. Like if I was to move to Cali, they would want to move to Cali. Like my goal would be to, be well off, that I could support them and put them wherever they could come with me for the same cause like I said, my sisters already are on their own shit. One of my sisters got a whole ass family. The other one got a whole ass master's in Europe. Works with Pandora and shit. So, as far as I go, like they're just kind of just waiting on me.
Yeah.
And I'm the man. Right. So, it's different.
You are the only guy though, right?
Yeah. I'm the only. So it's different than women. Like women, it's like, oh, okay, they have their children, they have their family.
Yeah.
But it's like they look to me as like, okay, I'm a support system also for them.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that at all, because they put so much hard work for me in the beginning, like.
Yeah, it just motivates you to go harder, right?
Yeah, and that's the reason why. Like me and my middle sister, we're almost the same, except she is like she took the different route. You ever? How can I say it? Okay, she was the 4.0 student. Like literally, she had 4.0. She had scholarships.
Yeah.
Like
schoolwork came naturally.
Like her mentality. You know how I work hard?
Yeah.
She works hard too, but school wise.
Yeah.
Like I didn't. I was the opposite of that. I was like.
Worked at everything else, right?
Yeah. I creatively.
Whether it's sports or whatever.
But in her head, and this is exactly why, like, people from, like, immigrants, I guess, like people from other countries or families from other countries, parents, they imply that into their child, because in those countries, school is all.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will admit about this country. Like, and that's in this. The thing about this country that you can't do in like any other country in the world, you can literally come from the bottom and go all the way to the top. Yeah. That's one thing that this country is great. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, you know how people say, like, America was never great? That's a very pessimistic way to look at shit, and I feel it. But at the end of the day, everything's a duality. Everything is a balance. There's good and bad in everything.
Well, the older I get, it's like you said, good and bad and everything. The older I get, the more I realize about how gray the world is, Like, there's so many.
Gray?
Yeah, there's so many things where it's like when you grow up, you think it's either like this is right and this is wrong, or this is the way it is, this is the way it isn't, And it's like you get older and you start realizing, like, a lot of this is a gray area, because there's this thing that could happen, but it also depends on whether or not this happens for that,
Yeah.
It's a real gray area.
Yeah, you're right. But that's just the duality of life. Like, there's always gonna be good and bad and everything. Like, for instance, have you ever just thought about your day and thought, what good happened today?
Yeah, sure.
And then at the same time thought about what bad happened today. Did anything bad happen today? Do you feel like?
No, nothing bad happened today.
Something, right? I don't feel like anything bad happened today either.
Yeah, today was.
What
a good
about
day.
you, Fat? Was today one of your, like, would you consider today one of your better days that you felt in a while?
Yeah, I feel good.
It's because you did something, right?
Exactly.
It's because you actually did something.
It's something that niggas wanted to do.
Yeah, there's been so many times where it's like I'll be at work. I'll be at work bitching to myself about how I don't want to be here and this, that, and the third. And it's like, it could even be a day where it's like I get off at 4 or 5 o'clock. And then that, last 30 minutes of work creeps up, and it's like, well, I've been bitching about how I don't want to be here and I want to get off. Well, what the hell am I about to do when I get off? Yeah. And I get off and I go home and sit home and smoke a joint or whatever, and it's like I start feeling bad for myself. Like, I'm not doing anything with my life.
That's one thing about, like, I guess 9 to 5s or just work, like at Home Depot, that I feel exactly where you're coming from, because I would work at Home Depot, come back home, and not want to do shit. Like, It's not even not want to do shit. It's like I wasn't inspired to do anything, but it's like now every day is like a hustle. Like
it has to be though,
like
right?
literally, since I quit, it's like every day is a hustle. Like I can feel when I'm not making money.
Yeah.
I can feel that shit. When you're at home, when you're working like a 9 to 5 shit.
It's like it doesn't matter. It's
it
like
doesn't matter.
I know that paycheck's gonna come
every
in.
Every day you're getting.
That's part of part of that trap. Or maybe I shouldn't call it a trap. That's part of like that trap mentality that I guess that I can relate to. That I feel is like, it's like, well, you know, it's like everything's all good on that front. Well, maybe it's not all good, but it's good enough, you know. And it's like, maybe I should just spend this time worrying about something else. But then you find yourself spending all that time at work, and it would just be frustrating. But that's all about like doing what I'm doing right now, like just starting this podcast off, you know, like why not?
yeah. At the end of the day,
I got the time to do it.
You gotta just do it, like, and this goes for anything. Like one of the most pet peeves that I got as far as artists goes and recording them. This goes for rappers. Like I hope y'all hear this shit. Who? Wait, is that you? Or it's fat? Oh, okay. I hope. If you're a rapper and you watching this, please take this advice. And I'm not saying that I'm like
for
the
you
fucking
rappers out there.
I'm not saying I'm like the king of knowing how to be a rapper because I don't rap. But not all great coaches play basketball, and I'm just here to tell you, like, confidence is key. If you step in front of that mic and you feel like if you feel like you for any moment are not finna give it your best, or you feel like you need something to make you feel like a better rapper, if you feel like you need to smoke weed to create something better, then I feel like you already losing half of the battle. Cause okay, all right. I just feel like I slick lost my train of thought, but
no, you mean you were talking about rappers that feel like they need something.
Yeah. Like I record this dude. Like I recorded him today, and it's like he goes and steps outside to smoke a blunt, and comes inside and doesn't do shit, and he always says, "Play that one more time, Benji. I need to hear that. Play that one more time. I need to hear that. I need to And I'm just like, you ain't gotta hear that shit. Just feel that shit. It's like, stop trying to give yourself excuses. Like, stop feeling like you need to smoke weed, or stop feeling like you need to, like, tell me to, like, I don't know. It's just, like, certain shit that I notice. And you just gotta go in literally with bullets, clips, ammo. Just go in and just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Do not think. And this applies to anything. Like,
take action.
Yeah, take action. Like, stop thinking. Stop overthinking. You can think. That's
going back to like you asking me like what the title of this is gonna be.
You
it's
can
like,
think, but just don't overthink. Don't don't stress yourself out.
Worry about getting the task done.
Exactly.
And worry about all that other shit later.
Exactly, because if it's like, I started engineering just because friends of mine wanted to rap. If I overthought it and was thinking to myself like, do I want to help them? Do I want to help myself? Nah, I just fucking did it. I just went and just bought an interface. I had an interface like that.
Yeah.
Well, a cheaper version from Best Buy. I bought that shit. I had that bitch for maybe, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know how long I had it, but if I had to estimate, like I say a month or 3 months, 1 month to 3 months maybe. I could be wrong. I had an interface with no microphone, no cables. I just had it. I bought it because I knew I'm gonna get the other shit later. Like I was like, okay, let me buy this shit. I didn't know which one was the first step. I just bought something. Oh shit, I don't have a mic, or okay, I guess that's the next step. I gotta go buy a mic. Bought a mic. Oh damn, I need to get cables. Went back to Best Buy. Like literally, I bought a mic, left, and then it doesn't come with cables. Fuck, I gotta go back. Like I didn't make excuses. I was like, okay, shit, I gotta go get this shit. I just did it. Fuck all the losing. Like, I just went and did it and just spent at it. And 4 years later, you know what I'm saying, I'm making money off of it. And not saying like none of this shit is a cheat code.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is gonna just come. You know, there's gonna be people out there that literally blow up off one song. Like, that's a fact. It's gonna happen. Because you gotta understand, there's so many outcomes in this world. There's gonna be the outcome of one person blowing up off a song,
right?
Like Gucci Gang, or you know what I'm saying. Not to like aim bad at like someone like Lil Pump, But to be honest,
but Lil Pump, it's like he just picked up and did it.
And let me tell you why. Well, you see what you just said there?
Yeah.
He just picked up and did it.
Yeah.
He just did it.
Yeah, he just did it.
He didn't think about it. He didn't think. He just did this shit.
Yeah.
While you got rappers over here literally like fucking lyrical as shit, overthinking themselves. You already losing to a Lil Pump.
Yeah.
You losing because you're not as confident as Lil Pump.
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, I remember like. All right, just real fast, just wanted to thank you guys for watching. I've never done anything like this before. I just, kind of threw this together at the last second. But I think that I hit something special here, and I just want to, keep it going. So if you like this video and you want to see more, you want to keep supporting me, just make sure you like this video. If you have anything you want me to talk about later on or whatever, just want to give me your thoughts and feedback, just make sure to comment below. Thanks, guys.